Hey, what's going on guys? Matt back here with another tutorial, and today we're going to be doing a request from I Need Shark, who says, can you make a tutorial on how to make a flashlight with the batteries, to pick up new batteries and then use them. So, what I'm going to be doing is just talking through some scripts that I've actually made already. So, the only things I've already made is a battery, which I have made a prefab with tagline battery. And the rest of it is just stuff that we've used in the pickup script tutorial before. So inside our scripts I've added one thing to our pick2 script from before, and that is just here, which underneath our raycast that hits pickup and then changes the object to the pick object to the hit collider. If that helps, I'll scroll down like that, and just after we close our squiggly bracket for that raycast, we're going to make a new one, pretty much exactly the same. So we've got var hit2 raycast hit, if physics raycast ray hit 2, so then we're checking against this one rather than the one before, and then exactly the same stuff except the tag is battery rather than pickup. And we don't do any of this stuff on the inside, but we turn picking back to false instead, because we turn it to true before we go inside the if statement there. And then the game object find with tag torch, and then get the component torchlight. So this is something else that we've made as well. And then that's got a variable of battery that we turn it into 10 again, which makes it fully bright, and then we destroy the game object on the floor, so we destroy the battery. Now this is a very quick one just because I didn't want to add too much code in, so you guys can play around with this to make it come up on the GUI just like we did down here. But I decided to just avoid that because I didn't want to confuse you guys in the tutorial. I want to make it quite simple. So we've got another script I've added here, and I really should put it into my scripts folder, but I'll do that in a minute. And we've got a variable of battery, which is a float. We have to make sure we say it's a float. So we go variable battery :float equals 10. And then inside our start function we've got an invoke repeating, which calls our battery down function every 1 second, and then it waits 1 second. It waits 1 second and then it does it, and that calls it, that's the name of the function that we want to name inside there. And then inside that function we've got, if our battery is greater than 0, then we will take our battery down by 1. So our battery goes down 1 every second. Now you might not want it quite that frequent, but just for the reason for the tutorial I'm just going to make it every second. And then inside our update function we've also got a if our battery is less than or equal to 3, then our light intensity equals the battery divided by 10, and that's why we need it to be a float, because then if we just put equals 10, it's an integer, and with an integer it goes down every 1. But if we do it like this, it will only measure whole numbers. But if we have it as a float, then it will measure decimals as well, which is what we want here. And I'll explain that in a second. So down to our GUI, we've got a label which just says our battery with a colon, and then plus the battery variable. So it counts down the variable. So inside our player and our camera, I've got a new object which is a torch, and the torch itself is just a, let me go over to it. You can't really see it very well because of the light, but if I bring the light back, you still can't really see it. It's just a cylinder which has it does have a collider on it, but it doesn't really need a collider. But it depends on how you're going to use it, because if you're going to use it to pick it up, if you're going to change the script so you can pick up the torch as well, then obviously you're going to want to make it match the colliders and call it pickup as well. we don't have to call a pickup for what we're doing in this tutorial. But then we're going to create a spotlight and put that just on the end of the torch, and you can change around depending on how you want it to be, the range and all that. I think like torches are naturally slightly yellowy orange, so you can play around with the colours a little bit. I wouldn't make it completely white if I was you, because that's not natural. And then inside that is where we put our torchlight scripts that I had before. This is inside the spotlight, because then we can change, because then we're changing the intensity. That should be 1. So if I just play it very quickly, and we're gonna see that our battery life is going down, and when it hits 3, it goes very much down, and then it dips down until it becomes nothing. And because I don't have any light left, I can't see where the battery is. But if we play it again, and if you watch it going down, it's going to be 5, 4, 3, and then I can pick up the battery. It turns it back to 10. And very quickly, actually, I've just realised that it won't put the battery life back up to 10, so that's something else we need to do. So if we go in our pick2 script, we're going to go here and change this to, add another if statement. If the battery is, we could just do it if it's 10 actually, because it's always going to end up being 10 when we pick up a battery. If the battery equals 10, then light intensity equals battery divided by 10, and that should, let me just check it, just count down till 3, and that puts it back up. So I've got a chair there. So that kind of helps it if you're trying to make a spookier game. Obviously, I've got that set to far too low, far too quickly. But hopefully that answers the question. And if you guys have any other requests, then please just leave them in the comments below each video, any video, because I read them all. And I'll hopefully be able to answer that for you as soon as I can. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. And if you like the video, then like it. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.